All right, we're into week number 6 of our 2026 season here. And the Giants are now 3-2 after dropping 2 consecutive games in somewhat heartbreaking fashion. We talked about the Cardinals game in week 4. Before we talk about the Washington game in week 5, we should probably just get into the weekly recap.
It's hard to believe we're already more than a month into the season. I'm Scott Hansen, and this is the Week 5 edition of the EA Sports Weekly Recap presented by Lowe's. Earn your Sunday. Plenty to get to. Let's start in Landover. The Commanders at home to take on the New York Giants. And it's Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. He surprised with 8 rushing touchdowns as a rookie last year. He's got his first here in 2026. From there, it's off to North London. The Jags, in their yearly 2-game trip to the UK, they're taking on the Eagles at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And this is Hollywood Brown. A deep shot downfield, and he's right there to look at
So
him,
it's
and
always
they're
the 2 highlights that they show at halftime, it
a brilliant
seems.
catch and run for the touchdown.
So I wonder if that's kind of all you're
Eagles
limited
have
to in
no
these.
problem in this one. They win it going away. Moving on, time for a look at the list no one wants to be on. It's the NFL Injury Report.
Anything else?
Time now for our Player of the Week from Week 5. And we'll spotlight this man, George Pickens. He was terrific in the win at Dallas. And by that, I mean he finished with more than 200 yards receiving. That's not a stat line you're going to see every weekend. The Cowboys win their 4th straight as they get the victory here.
They needed every bit of
Here
that to
now,
get the
a look at
win,
rest
looks
of
like.
This week's top performers around the NFL.
Drake May is the AFC Offensive Player of the Week with less than 200 passing yards, huh? I wonder if he had rushing touchdowns.
Month plus of the season. With that, a look at the rest of what went on in week number 5. 30 teams in action, with Kansas City and Carolina the first to have their respective bye weeks. So that'll put a bow on this one. For all the hardworking men and women here in Orlando, Scott Hansen saying good night. We'll see you next week right here on EA Sports.
All right. So what they did not discuss during that weekly recap is that Jackson Dart had just an abysmal performance in that game. He threw 3 interceptions and had a very costly fumble at the end of the game when we were driving down for the either tying field goal or winning touchdown, or go-ahead touchdown. I guess you want to call it winning if you don't know that you were going to win at that point. But we were in field goal range to tie the game, and he lost the football and lost the game. No. But yeah, not his best performance so far. And these last 2 weeks have been pretty bad at taking care of the football as a team. We had 6 fumbles in the week 4 loss to Arizona. We had 4 turnovers in this week 5 game. So turnovers are a problem at the moment. So let's take a look at the injury report, because we had a couple of injuries crop up that didn't seem to happen during the game. So this is another one of these issues that I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. I'm starting to develop maybe a theory. So let me actually go outside of this for a second, and we're going to show this. So if we go into settings, is it in here? Okay, team settings. So we have weekly training set to auto. So I'm wondering, because if we look here, if we go in, and this actually didn't say this before we did the weekly recap. I don't think it was showing here, but if we go to the weekly hub, it says practice available, training complete. So I am wondering if, because we have that set to auto, that when we advance the week, it automatically does the training. And if that's where these injuries are happening, because I can't understand for the life of me why after your game, when they're not on the injury report, and then all you do is advance the week, that they would all of a sudden wind up with injuries. So to me, the only explanation is that there's one of two things happening. One is that this auto training is happening as soon as we advance the week. Um, or there is something weird going on and the team is practicing after our game is played, which I can't imagine that that's the case. But the other thing, I feel like we're seeing too many. I guess the other possible thing is that perhaps there's something in the game where a guy doesn't necessarily he gets banged up on the field, but not enough for him to come out of the game. But then it's revealed after the game that he suffered an injury, or I don't know. I don't really have an explanation for this. So I'm not real sure what's going on. So it's something to keep our eye on. Um, I have right now set up as these, basically what we're calling like checkpoints throughout the season, to kind of take a snapshot of where things are at and see if we have to adjust anything as far as our settings and sliders goes. And I didn't mention this at the start of I didn't mention this at the start of last week 5 video. I did mention it during the game, but in case you missed it, I did make some changes to the sliders between after week 4. And it was only penalty related. So we're seeing too many offside penalties, and we were seeing and we're still not seeing enough false start and holding. False start and holding are the most predominant penalties that are called in the NFL, and we just really aren't seeing any of those. So I have dropped offside down from 60 to 55, and I have increased false start and holding from 70 to 75. So those are the only changes that I've made to any of the settings or sliders at this point. The offside didn't really seem to help that much because we had 2 called on us in the week 5 game. So we'll check in again after week 8. Real Retro Rob says settings about full pad practice, players get wear and tear, but they shouldn't be getting so it's the timing of them showing up on the injury report that I don't have an explanation for right now. So that's the thing, is that I could understand if practices happen between the time that we simulate or get ready for the game. I wouldn't mind if there was a thing here that said sim training. So maybe, because there was when I was doing the test franchise, or I would go into the game and it would be you still have you didn't do your training. Do you want to delegate that? So if it is a situation where it's because we have the training set to auto and it does a thing where when we advance the week, it then auto does the training and then it shows the guys in the injury report, I don't hate that, because it is good to see if there's injuries before the game so you can plan accordingly. I just don't know if we should be seeing this many practice injuries, if that's what it is, because we lost Scadaboo for a game. We had 2 guys go down a couple of weeks ago. We have 2 guys that went down this week. So if we go into the injury report again, so DJ Reader is out for this week with a high ankle sprain, and Jermaine Illuminor, I right, that's how you pronounce that. I looked this up last week and I forgot already. Yeah, I think it's Illuminor. Um, yes, Illuminor is how you pronounce this fellow's name. So is out with a quad strain. So they should both be out, it looks like, just for this week, but they are going to miss this week's game. So Jack said I had a bunch of messages fail, but you came to the same idea anyways. Yeah. So I'm hoping that that's what it is, but I still don't think we should be seeing this many injuries in practice. If we're seeing this many injuries in practice, that's a problem, I think. So I don't know. You know, I guess maybe that's a thing, and maybe that's a thing to look into, research as to like how many guys are really suffering injuries in the NFL and missing games because of practice injuries. I know it does happen, but so anyway, so that's our injury situation for this week. So we have two starters they're going to be missing. So we have this mock draft 1 available. I don't think we're going to look too much at these mock drafts. My memory from Madden 25 is that these mock drafts really weren't that important. So I remember hearing that like in those previous Madden games that the last mock draft was usually pretty indicative of where guys are going to go in the first round. But these early mock drafts, I don't think are really kind of that significant. But let's just take a look at it. Get an early look at the projected picks and team needs across the league. Use it to refine your draft strategy. View mocks later. You can access all mock drafts at any moment from the raw. All right, well, let's look at it. Real World Trust is for the 49ers. All our players get practice injured in real life. We lost Pearsall in practice. Well, there's all sorts of theories about wasn't it like the nuclear power plant out there that's like causing rampant injuries in practice for them? All right, so let's look at the mock draft here. So now I don't remember if this was a thing this team needs. So you can kind of look at, it's not even a power plant, just a station for relays. Ah, okay. So you can look and see, so right now the Raiders are projected to be the number 1 pick. And this is who they're projected, and you can see their needs. So that's pretty cool. So we've got a right tackle projected at number 1 right now. They have the Dolphins taking a quarterback at 2, a left tackle at 3, wide receiver for the Texans at 4, another left tackle at 5. There's a second quarterback going. So we're going to be looking at interior offensive linemen. So let's see where we can, if there are any guards or centers. There's the first guard, 22nd. There's a center at 25. There's another center at 26. There's another center at 29 and another center at 30. So 4 centers right now in the mock draft projected to go in the first round, which is a position that we were definitely looking at. Real World Stuff, are you drafting players for this franchise? Yes, absolutely. I am doing all of the roster stuff. So we have Graham Glasgow as our starting center, and he's 34. So we are very much going to be in the market for a center, possibly in the draft. So that was one of the positions that we definitely were looking at. So seeing that there are potentially 4 centers in the first round, that's, this is still very early. Where are we projected to pick right now? 15th. And they have us taking a wide receiver. Now, funny, because I did scout wide receivers a ton. I did send all my regional scouts basically after wide receivers. So I wonder if they take that into consideration, thinking that I'm going to take a wide receiver. But that's funny. So anyway, so that's our first mock draft. Again, we're not going to put a whole lot of stock into that, but it is interesting to note that we have 60% information already on this wide receiver, huh? There are 4 centers right now projected as first round picks. So that may very well be a direction that we go in the draft. Okay, so we don't really have anything else left to do before the week. So I think we will just prepare here. Let's take a look at our opponent. We're facing the 4-1 New Orleans Saints. Looking at the matchup here, so we are a little bit better than them from a points per game standpoint. We're scoring 4 points a game more than they are. They are passing for 20 yards per game more than we are. We are rushing for about 60 yards more per game than they are. They're letting up about 1.5 points less per game defensively. They are letting up about 20 fewer yards through the air, but we are better against the run by almost 35 yards. So that's the tale of the tape between the New Orleans Saints here and our Giants. And on the injury front, they are missing Blackman, Miller, and Raduns. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that atrociously. And again, we are missing Illuminor and Reader. So that is the injury situation. The Saints, they are right now alone atop the NFC South. So, all right, let's get into it, shall we? Play season game. Play the full game. Oh, I keep forgetting to do this. I need to grab the sack numbers. All right, so coming into week 6, we have 25 sacks. And the Saints have 12. Here we go. All right. Let's really get to it now. Real Retro Rob has redeemed for a treat for Steve. Yeah, that's you, pal. Oh, it's a rainy day here at MetLife Stadium. But Lawrence Taylor doesn't care. He woke up immediately. He wasn't quite sleeping there. I could tell he was moving a little bit, so I think he was like licking his paws. Hey, leave your paws alone. He is a very good boy, huh, buddy? Yeah. Thanks.
On the visiting sideline for the Saints, that's wide receiver Chris Olave. He's going to get as many looks as he can get open for here. And on the other side for the Giants, that's wide receiver Malik Neighbors. He's going to see if the conditions help or hurt him in this contest.
All right, here we go. Let's get the Super Sim going. And off we go.
The ball is teed up as rain continues to fall. And we're off from MetLife. Here's a return from the 7.
Oh, that spin move. Spin right into the second tackle.
Bringing him out the Rookie of the Year runner-up from last season. Here is Tyler Shuck.
Facing a top defense, you really want your quarterback to be less a conductor of a train, driving the pace as fast as possible, and more the conductor.
Crowd excited early here.
Guiding and leading all the pieces of this offense in a calm, cool, and collective manner.
Viewer Trust says Madden 26, you have to change the sim speed to slow for the play-by-play. Yeah, you have to do that here too.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot.
The weird thing is that you have to set it again in the second half, it looks like, in this game, whereas I remember in 25, you never had to do that.
It's going to be first down New Orleans.
Even though it's like I'm telling it to go to the end of the game.
Favorite moment is just to go up over a DB and make a play. And for these running backs, there is nothing.
Yeah, I'm picking end of game here, but it still is only going to the end of the half for whatever reason.
Escapes the defender. And he's got about 9 on that run, partner. Down inside the 30. Let's take a look now at Achane's performance last week. 17 carries, good for 69 yards.
Halftime glitch, maybe as possible.
Second down carry for Achane. And whatever they were trying to do there.
Nice stop there by Kayvon Thibodeau.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They kick the running back in motion. Chuck on 3rd down.
Oh, complete.
They manage about 9 before a stop is made. And that is going to give the Saints a first down. Well, when you finish with a stat line like you did in support of a win last week, Brock, you know that you're in store for some early work the next time out. Lo and behold, here we are.
I don't like the chances there of Olave being defended by a linebacker.
Definitely part of the plan.
Oh, here comes the blitz.
And he's just going to heave this out through the end zone, incomplete, 2nd down. Now Shuck to throw.
Oh, man.
Middle, and he's got it. Touchdown.
They just marched right down the field.
Jordan Tyson, his 7th of the season. And that right there is a statement touchdown.
Well, that's not a very auspicious way to start the game.
Right into that end zone.
Yeah, coming off a week where you just had to scrap and claw to get the victory, maybe a little extra margin would help this time, huh?
Yeah, well, a good start here, right? As they try to, what everybody does these days, stacking wins, Brock. They're trying to stack things to get that win. Smith's point after is good. And they jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Giants nothing.
Reed now to kick this one away. Calvin Austin on the return. Making some progress here. His effort's going to get him to that 32-yard line before he's taken down. So the Giants out and getting set for their first drive. And they'll be brought out by the 2025 first rounder out of Ole Miss. Here's Jackson Dart.
And Kate, you don't have to look beyond his performance last week as really a root cause of their loss. I'm not saying the only cause. Others certainly had a hand in it too. But you aren't winning a lot of games in this league or any league if you turn it over 3 times without a touchdown to counteract them. A lot of room for him to improve this week.
That's 16 on the pickup. And the Giants are going to have the first down. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when you're
A must-score drive.
it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down.
And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Pete
Oh, no. You got to be kidding me.
into the end zone he goes.
What is Jackson Dart on?
Wow, talk about aggressive coverage, Brock. To have somebody in position for a pick behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this quarterback is never going to take that short pass for granted again. That is usually one you do in your sleep. He's just now going to be restless in his sleep thinking about it.
Maybe I said you said must score drive. They scored. Hey, cast a curse. I didn't say it. They did. Man, maybe we should be in the market for a quarterback. Maybe Jackson Dart's not the guy.
Tyrone Tracy now to return. And And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
Tracy on the return.
Following the kick return, we've got somebody shaken up, so we're going to get a stoppage here as he's attended to.
Their own 28-yard line.
Giants lining things up. 1st and 10.
Who is that?
And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
A good RPO play, it takes a lot of time, proper decision-making from a calm, cool, collected offense. Oh, that one didn't have any of it.
What are you doing, buddy? You wonder?
On 2nd down, Dart.
There we go.
That's Calvin Austin. Defense gets to him.
I thought that said Lacey, the guy that just got hurt, but was it Lane? Is it Raheem Lane?
And the Giants first down.
It's Dart on the play fake. Complete out to the right side. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10.
More yards. That's another Giants first down.
Throwing out to the left. Cut. Good reaction to the RPO. They're going to get to him behind the line.
No, Isaiah Likely is number
Elite
9.
defenses in the NFL, they have the big people that can run and the little people that will tackle. In that corner, well, he did his
Maybe.
job.
Oh, that's what. Oh, it said late. I thought it said Lacey. And it said Likely.
Did not like what he was seeing, Bronson. He's just going to hurl this one away. So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down.
I should probably put a thing on here on my spreadsheet here and add numbers so I don't have to keep trying to figure it out. Oh, he got him.
In by Slayton.
What's the flag though?
He's tackled after a big gain, but he's not going to get to keep the yards. Well, the
Oh, it's coming back on a holding call.
down in the neighborhood of holding. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no. It's got to come back.
3rd and 23.
3rd and long. And we put everything he's got behind it.
Oh, neighbors couldn't hang on.
Complete. So that drop
Real Retro Rob asked, does awareness improve AI CPU play? Yes, it should.
That's one. As this game goes on, he's got to have. It's hard on 3rd down to execute. And with the ball in your hands, you got to find a way to catch it.
begins his return at the 16. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Saints and Tyler Shuck just about ready for their next drive. And that passing touchdown he started his game off with, just what we expected from somebody who you can see is among the NFL leaders in finding the end zone this year. Let's start this drive with Achane. He dodged the tackle. And that's an 8-yard chunk to start this one. That brings up 2nd and 2. Already we're seeing the mind games they can play with personnel. You talk about this all the time, Brock. Look like a passing set. Left them some room on the ground.
10, 11, heck, even 20 personnel, doesn't matter. Offensively, you get to dictate the terms. Kind of like those
Yeah,
pitchers
I'm not gonna do it
that once in a
anytime
while
like during
will
this
get
stream, but I'm gonna
backwards,
add
your opponent off guard.
Now
jersey
we'll take a
number to my
timeout as they work
spreadsheet
on
here
the
so I
injured
have a quick
player,
reference
and it's
guide because I
Chris
keep
Olave who's in
I'll get
today.
used to a lot of them as we go, but
First down from the 41. And in motion out of the slot. Shuck to throw.
was the guys that we see on like special teams.
And he's going to get about 3 here, almost all of it.
I might not like our backup defenders and stuff like that.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Throwing on 2nd. Shuck. He gets it into the hands of Jalen Cole. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped.
A gain of 12. First down.
Slot receivers headed left. And the shotgun, they'll give it to Achane. And 2nd down is going to be a good bit tougher. He can't even get back to the line. This play loses yards.
On the tackle. A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11. At the Giants' 44-yard line.
Shuck looking to pass here.
Swings it out to Olave.
Left side. And he's tackled for no gain. That's going down coverage.
Although it's 14-0 and they're already pulling out the booze here in the first quarter.
Shuck.
Get him. Nice.
Down he goes. They drop him.
Shelby Harris drops him.
Shelby Harris. And that forces 4th down and 16.
This defense needed that, Kate. Just something good to happen. Creating a negative play. You never know when this thing can turn in the NFL. And that sack is exactly what the doctor ordered.
So this one sails over the sideline, and they'll spot it where a touchback would go at the 20-yard
All
line.
right, we need the offense to get something working here.
Once again, the offense heading out. Things sure have started out rough, and they've stayed that way through 2 drives. Maybe drive number 3 here is where we see this offense get rolling. Now here's Cam Scattergoo on the ground. And he gets him around 6 there. That was Martin Emerson with a stop that time. We'll look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. 18 carries for 101 yards with a touchdown. Now Dart on 2nd down. Man,
Oh, Neighbors got that one.
stop finally made after they give up 16 on the play. So it's going to be a New York 1st down. Well, last week he was one of the many guys held in check in that loss, right, Brock? But there's an early catch towards a hopefully better overall effort in this one.
Ultimate team sport. It's never about any individual, but it's about the whole group. A lot of people got to step up this week, and that's a good way to start it.
Hand off to Scattergoo from the gun. He's tackled there, so a nice start to a new set of
You got a
downs.
flag?
Let's see if they keep it. So let's examine this flag.
Listen, if you're gonna hold so your guy gets some yards.
What to do on this next snap, because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Going play action with Dart. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send it backwards.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Dart now on 2nd down.
Yeah, except it was 1st and 20.
Catch made, Tyrone Tracy. And no shot at getting upfield after making this catch, so give him 1 on that short completion.
They're booing every not very positive. I mean, that was at least a 2-yard gain, but they're booing everything at this point already.
Here goes Dart to the air.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's not going to get away. They bring him down at the 22. Carl Granderson. And that brings up 4th and very, very long. The Giants are set to
Bench him,
punt.
Jack says.
Demario
I'm not the coach.
Douglas, deep to return. And he collects the fair catch just inside the 35. The Saints enjoying some
Fire the
field position to
coach.
start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up.
We can't do that because I'm technically the coach in the franchise, which again is I wish that they would fix that and make it so that you could do a actual GM franchise.
Ball's incomplete. That brings up 2nd down. Slot man motioned over. Setting up the screen. It's Olave. And it doesn't get much, up to maybe their own 40. Devon Holliday
Not the best
makes
first
stop.
quarter we've had so far this season.
So they'll get to scheme about this 3rd down call for a bit. That brings us to the end of 1. Our score, 14-0. We'll get back to East Rutherford after this. We're back for the 2nd quarter. Saints in possession of the football. And they've got some rain to deal with now as well. Well, left side caught by Douglas. Here's the stop. Looks to be about 7 yards on that play.
The Saints get a 1st down. The crowd boos. The fans are not happy with this latest turn of events here by the Giants.
Here's a chance.
They can't right the ship. They're in jeopardy of losing 3 straight games.
Here before going down. That picks them up the 1st. Well, he's got his early highlights, Brock, but you know he wants to add a few more to that reel before this game wraps up.
There's no question about that. And you want to get that century mark.
Yeah.
That's a number that running backs are proud of, and stacking runs like that will sure help.
They run the counter to H.N. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That's some running over there, Kate, that's going to get some love from his coaches. Maybe some fist pounds, too. Nothing flashy. Just trust your keys, run behind your pads, and get what's there.
A give now from the gun. Nothing doing on
Nice
2nd.
job.
They get to him behind the line. Now it's going to be 3rd and longer.
You know what that felt like to me, Kate? That felt like a little bit of overthinking, where he was just waiting for the perfect lane and the breakaway run. But against defenses in this league, you hesitate, you get tackled for a loss.
Throw here, third down.
Oh man.
Time cut by Olave. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a new set of downs for New Orleans.
First down, New Orleans.
Achane gets this on the draw. We'll get about 6 on this run, and more importantly, Brock gets him into the red zone.
Even though we don't have mics in that huddle, I can imagine what's being said down there, Kate. It is keep feeding him. When you get positive yards and you start to run the ball and wear out your opponent, don't go away from it.
Going on second down, it's Rattler. And too much on this one. As that reaches the end zone, it just keeps on going, Brock.
I expected that to be a touchdown. At least the crowd's still loud. They're still being loud, even though they're displeased with the what's going on here.
He finds Johnson, and he's brought down at the line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much at training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow. Nice for this offense to know that even when they don't find the end zone, they can still.
Are they booing a field goal?
And keep up an awfully impressive pace they've set for themselves.
Like, wait, we held them to a field goal. That could have been much worse.
He's tackled at the 29. The Giants and running back Cam Scatterboot trotting back out there. And they haven't been shy about
This
looking quick.
Scadaboo's leading the league
You
in
can see that so far
receiving
this
yards
season,
for
he's got
running backs.
all running backs in
All right.
receiving yards. They'll go play action. Here's Dart. Connection
And this is why.
This is Cam Scatterboot. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Looks like the rain is stopping. Field conditions still pretty slick, but no more rain at the moment. It's second down.
35-yard line.
A quick throw completed out to the left.
These throwback screens are really bad.
Flag is all about.
Oh, we get called for holding again.
So as much as the offense might want that
They
last play
declined.
to cap Rock, defense declines the penalty and it will stand. They'll air it out on third.
Oh, intercepted. Oh, good Lord.
Pete Werner has it.
Well, that's now his second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got
Hello, Taxi.
football.
Not quite. How are you?
All set to go now from the 35. Rattler now off the play action.
Oh,
This one in, that's incomplete. Second time he has
great.
a
Now that I have my
chance.
moose shirt, Taxi says.
On that, it's second down.
Leads to second and 10.
Looking to throw, Rattler. Has him on the quick hitter.
Yeah, that
Three, but almost
that
no.
Canadian maple leaf made proudly in Latvia.
A 3-yard pickup. And it's third down.
They'll throw, third and long. Hauled in by
Oh
Thomas.
man, nice tackle.
And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10.
This crowd is getting very restless.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down.
Oh,
And nice to see them roll.
he's gonna get stuck there.
It's Achane on the inside give.
Texas, I'm gonna wear it tomorrow, and people are gonna say, "Who or what is a maple mauler?" And you know what your response is? Me. So don't make me mad.
4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
Screen.
This one nearly moves the chains, but he stopped just shy of that marker. 6-yard pickup brings up third down.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up third and inches.
Now a shotgun handoff to Miller.
Oh, he's going in for the score.
And he gets home. Touchdown Saints.
And the floodgates have opened.
Nice execution to get that counted into the end zone. Maybe not the play we expected, Brock, but the play that they needed right there.
I love a well-executed counter. I really do. It's like a good boxer, Kate. You set him up with a feint one way, and then you hit him with the knockout the other. Keep them from answering the bell and stopping you from reaching that end zone.
For the extra point, here's Smith.
For the extra point.
Accuracy perfect there as it's center cut. And that makes this a 24-point ball game.
Giants nothing.
Reed now kick this one away. Here's Tracy on the return.
It was like a running back or a cornerback kicking there. 20. Oh,
So far. And he was pushing for midfield there before they
maybe that's the spark the Giants need. Down 24.
Giants about to get to work on offense. And this drive, they need to come up with some type of answer because, well, Brock, we can almost hear those engines starting to gear up. They might have a boat race coming.
Yeah, I think everybody in the building can feel it. This has been so momentous one way, and as a competitor, you have got to stop that slide.
And he gets across midfield and into Saints territory. Great start on that first down. Only need 2 here on second. To throw, here's Dart.
Oh my God.
Yet again! And the Saints are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
Common mentality among so many of these.
This is brutal.
You hear it a lot is, I want to be part of the solution. I don't want to be a part of the problem, but these interceptions, they're a problem.
So we have to, I think, make a decision
Themselves with some good field position starting now.
on how we want to handle the quarterback.
They go left
Because,
side,
like, technically,
they try to power
we're not supposed to be coaching.
yards there.
This offense is now left.
But I don't think the AI will make a change at quarterback.
Running back sent in motion. Here's Rattler on second down. Thrown for his running back, but he comes up empty, incomplete, and now
So
they're facing third
we have to decide if like we should step in if we feel like the decision should be made to bench him for the rest of the game.
Just could not haul it in.
The motion a receiver left.
Trade him, Taxi says. Jax agrees. Joe Flacco time. Let's. Oh my God, he caught that.
They get him to the ground, but boy, a gain of about 25 before they did. And it's going to be first down New Orleans. Tight end going in motion here. Here's Neal. And they've got a first down. Give him a gain of 13 on that previous play.
Well, they sold it like it was a pass, and by they, I mean everybody involved at the line of scrimmage. Great job by that O-line, the quarterback, everyone making it look like a pass, and then a huge burst for a chunk run.
Solid gain on that play, Brock. That's 5 yards.
Taxi says trading him would be best for morale. The GM might not step in, but the owner would certainly be on the phone by now. The cheerleaders will be sad, but they can get over it.
Gonna run it with Neal. And this is headed the wrong
That might be
way.
truer than you think.
Here, it's gonna bring up third down.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle instead, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
And not gonna get a snap here. We have arrived at our 2-minute warning. Stick around. More from MetLife Stadium on the other side. 7th play of the drive. They've been moving it well. This is third.
Because I know my ball of foot. So,
Rattler to the air now.
wait, Spencer Rattler's in? What happened to the other guy get hurt?
Marking him at the 11. The Giants using their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
What do we think? Based on what we've seen so far in the first half,
On for the attempt. Very short.
it looks like we're going into the half down 27.
Able to put it through. Big lead gets even larger, Brock, before halftime.
Would most NFL teams pull their quarterback at halftime?
They brought him out for a field goal in second time. Well, He's knocked it right through.
Or would they give it a little bit more time?
But that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Oh
That's
man,
going to set them up just beyond their own
he got
20.
smoked.
The Giants offense all set to get started. And Bronk, I know the goal is always points every drive, but I think just as big a goal, got to play clean football here. You cannot give it away for a third consecutive possession.
Yeah, we call that rebuilding some confidence in yourself as a group, right? Just to execute.
Like, is
without
this
the
normal for that
mistakes.
QB to suck?
You can shake off a
I mean,
turnover with ease, but back-to-back, even the season-
he's a young quarterback. What is Dart's in his what? Is his second or third year? This is his second
So
year.
the hurry up here.
A gain of 4. It's now
Second down throw here from Dart.
Yeah, this is his second year.
They rally to him after a gain of about 7. That effort enough. They got the first down.
Give him to the 7th inning tax, he says. I mean the 4th.
Back to throw. Here's Dart.
Oh, he's gonna run again. Look at him go.
Tackle finally comes in well downfield. That's a gain of about 26. And that gives New York the first.
26 yards. That's another
Dart
Giants.
setting in to throw here.
Oh my God, he almost threw another one.
In there and knocked out one away. So second down now after the incompletion.
Austin, incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
Here's Dart now.
Dart takes off again. Oh man, you got to slide, brother.
To the line.
Oh,
Here's third and
he almost got decapitated there.
That's a gain of 7.
Dart's back to throw.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
He will not turn this into a positive. They take him down.
Texas says, when is it too late to pull him? When the game's over?
They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Well, you're in a pretty big hole already, Brock. They're going to pass on the field.
Oh, we're going to go for it here on 4th and 3.
They'll run. It's Scattaboo.
And we're going to run it and not get it.
In time. Yep, they held him short of the marker and narrowly forces turnover on downs.
These fourth down runs, it's all about want to and will. Want to keep it conservative offensively, try to move it across, but that defense was having none of it. And now they get themselves off the field.
Hey, Atlantis, how you doing? So, I don't know.
We'll see how they choose.
We'll have to look at the halftime. If has he thrown 3 interceptions?
Rattler setting a throw. Short pass brought in. And a good gain here. 11
If we give them some more points here because we went for it on 4th down there.
And they still have one in
Lance has had better days, but good otherwise. Well, sorry to hear that. Hopefully it gets better, or hopefully tomorrow's a better day. Since we're already pretty much at the end of today.
Rattler.
Oh my God.
And he pushes this down.
14 seconds left. No time. That's the last timeout.
The Saints call their 3rd and final timeout.
16 yards. First down, Saints.
And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left.
You know tomorrow will be a better day. That's the right attitude.
Out there on second down as
Even
they
if you're only saying that because today was that bad. That it has the only way, nowhere to go but up.
It's no good. It had the leg, but his aim wide.
He missed, and she called that before he missed.
I think they can weather the
Shenanigans.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Here goes Dart to the air. He puts some air
Oh, we're going to toss one to the end zone, or as close to the end zone as he can get it.
From the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our first half. So a one-sided contest as we reach the break here. Let's head over to Scott Hansen for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. Week 6 is here, starting to get a little bit of a sense who the contenders are and who the pretenders are. Let's hop in. Our tour around the NFL starts now. At Mile High, the Broncos at home to take on the Super Bowl champs, the Seattle Seahawks. And it's the rookie out of Notre
Lance, is
Dame.
pretty obvious, but are you just spectating these games? Yes. Yeah, so that's the whole idea with this being what I refer to as a GM franchise, is that I just basically do the roster decisions
From there, let's look
and
at the
we
Bears
watch
and
the
Falcons
games.
doing battle in Atlanta.
Oh,
Shades of 1985. The Bears defense getting it done. They force the interception. They've got room. They're taking it all the way. Pick 6 for the touchdown. The Bears looking to get back to 500 in the early part of the season. They've got the lead at the half. Lastly, let's take
this sounds good, just like your WWE 2K times. Yeah, yeah.
A lot of candidates
Somewhat,
to choose
yeah.
from, but we'll go with this man. And this is C.J. Stroud.
Oh, CJ Stroud.
On a 13-yard
Looking like he
touchdown
might be
pass.
player of the week.
The Texans come away with the victory, and that means the Jaguars fly home after back-to-back losses in London. And with that, a look now at the rest of the action.
There's some controversy right now because we feel the quarterback should be benched. I mean, is that a universal? Do we all think that the quarterback should be benched?
Meanwhile, our game has not been all that competitive. A one-sided affair through 2 quarters. As we send you back out to the broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
He has thrown 3 interceptions. 9 of 16, 106 yards, 3 interceptions.
Thank you, Scott. Great work there. We, on the other hand,
Dart is a backup, Retro Rob says. Not on this team, he's not. Oh, Abdul Carter got hurt. He's out for the game. That's not helpful. All right, so we'll have to make a note if he comes back or not. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna bench him. This is with debating trying that GM-ish mode that Mutant League Football has, but man, I'd be scared if I run out of players because they're all dead. Are you talking about like the remake? Or like the spiritual successor, the recent one? Okay, I didn't know they had. I got it's so Mutant Football League. I think they had to change it, so it's, instead of Mutant League Football, it's Mutant Football League. I had it for the Switch and I tried it and it was all right. It didn't. I was really excited when I heard about it, and then I don't know, it didn't quite scratch the itch for me.
Reed now to kick this one away.
You get the words, man? No, because the original was called Mutant Football League.
On the return, here comes Austin.
But they had to, I think because it wasn't, because that's copyrighted by EA and EA didn't make the remake, they had to change it.
Back Cam Scatterboot trotting back out there. And he's continuing a great start to the season. You can see currently pacing the NFL in rushing yards. They'll start the half with Scatterboot. This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction.
That is not how we want to start the second half, down 27. I think they have something called Dynasty Mode or something. Yeah, it's essentially I think the same as like a franchise mode. It's like multiple seasons and you can like, do stuff with your roster and stuff like that. So
Enough push, enough drive to get this running game going.
Winston tosses one up. Oh, look at this. Jameis Winston comes off the bench and starts just chucking the ball downfield.
Field goal range.
Here we go. Quarterback controversy coming in
Throwing is Winston.
East Rutherford.
Made by Austin.
'Em.
4-0
One of the things that I kind of didn't like about that game is that they went way too heavy for me in the NFL name puns, and it kind of like I was just like, I'm not really a fan.
Here's Winston.
Oh, Winston gets crushed.
Back at the 34-yard line.
All right, well, so much for the excitement.
4th and 15.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact. It gets home. But of course, we know it's not that simple.
Off the upright, he missed.
Full field, more than a second or two. Man, that is a sound every kicker dreads. I really thought it had a chance to sneak in, but instead, it's rejected by the upright.
The Saints and this running back headed back out for a new series. And the running lanes, and they've been hazardous. Not quite the decorated collection of highlights from him that we're getting a look at here. Those big plays, the explosive runs where he leads an offense.
All right, so that was 51, I think.
They go play action. It's Chuck. He finds Fant. And they blow up the opening play of this drive.
Glenn says I don't mind it because I can actually make the Cleveland team actually decent.
Yard on that completion, so it's going to be 2nd and 11 now. Chuck to throw. Connection is made to Travis Etienne.
Like it's just like the names, the player names they made is like obvious like monster pun names. Like the quarterback for the New England team is named Bomb Shady or something like that. I'm just like, come on, stop. What are we doing?
But stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little.
All right, well we forced him to punt at least. Atlanta says, didn't they do that in the original with Bone Jackson? They had a Bones Jackson, but he didn't play for the Raiders. He was on the Chicago team, which was weird. And the funny thing is that when they did the Mutant League cartoon, they changed it from Bones Jackson to Bones Justice, and he's the main character of the cartoon.
Especially after that first one. Once there's blood in the water, you feel it with the defense. They get all over you, trying to force another turnover and another and another.
Atlanta says, wow, you knew that existed? Yeah. That was listen. I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s. Taxi says, will the real Bomb Shady please stand up? No. Richard says, I don't draft. Traded all draft picks away and used the free agents. Are you doing multiple seasons?
Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
The issues this offense has been having, will they extend well beyond 3rd down today?
Yes, maybe. Yes, that's the thing. See, you're not even committed to doing multiple seasons, so it's like it's cheating to trade away your draft picks because you're basically trading away currency that doesn't matter to you. Where other teams aren't, they're going to value those, thinking that it's a multi-season thing. You know, that's cheating. That's franchise cheating if you're not only playing one, if you're not going to play multiple years.
To the right. Can't slip that initial tackle.
So I don't want fake players over multiple seasons.
Not every corner in this league can make the play he just made right there. Sure.
They're going to be in there anyways if you play multiple seasons. You can't avoid that unless you do your own draft classes and put in actual college players.
2nd down carry for Etienne. Excellent play defensively as they get to him behind the line. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Texas, I was born in the 70s and grew up. Oh, who we kidding? I haven't grown up. This is growing up is overrated. Other teams can have Kevin. Dude, I love that in this game. Like, you end up getting like you grow attached to like these guys that you draft that just aren't real players. I love it. We're eventually in the retro football games. We're eventually going to get into like the Maddens that have franchise mode, but I'm only probably going to be playing single seasons in those, and that's going to be a rule. Is that I cannot I can't trade draft picks. I don't typically like to make trades in those games anyway, but like if I'm only doing like doing one season, like to me it's kind of like try and win with the team that you have.
And the turnovers have not helped as they find this game out of reach at the moment.
Texas Kevin Bacon just wants to have 6 degrees in all things. So we've heard, so I've heard. I used to run an online Madden league, and we would actually make that a rule in the league that, because I did it for a few years, and then we would switch to the next Madden game when it would come out, or we'd start a new one in the new Madden, because you can't just like carry it over. And that would be a rule that when we declared like, hey, this is going to be our last season in this game, you cannot trade draft picks.
Makes it 3rd and 7.
Third and long. They're going to throw. And a repeat target does not mean a repeat catch.
Dorotros says I had to get Mike Evans and Deebo Samuel and make the roster current.
Fourth down. On now comes their punter.
You probably could have downloaded a more current roster,
At the 19-yard line.
because I mean the Madden 26 servers are probably still up, aren't they? I don't think they're probably still. I don't know if I don't think they're still doing roster updates for that game, but
Orleans has the offense set. All right,
they
Brock,
probably had
first and
a
10.
pretty recent roster update.
Shock looking to pass here.
Oh my God,
Grab in bounds left side. And he's going to just get this across midfield.
we just let them run free down the field. Sure.
Start to this drive. 33 yards.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And the defense waiting for him at the line.
I mean, that really wasn't a shot. That was a catch and run.
Didn't get any yardage on it, so still 10 to go on second down. Throwing, Chuck. Olave with the catch. And he's able to reach the 40 on that.
I haven't really been paying that much attention to like the last drive, but to see if Winston's been doing anything. I mean, we still haven't scored, so I guess it doesn't matter.
From the gun, a give to Miller. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. All right, Brock, so they didn't get the first, but now this is very tempting. You just got a chunk. All you need now is a single yard.
And you know what those new age analytics will tell you.
Go for it.
You gotta go, go, go.
56-yard attempt.
Has the distance, but headed well left. No good.
They missed.
And they're unable to pile another 3 onto that lead.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. All the touchdowns have come from one side of the field, Brock. They're still looking for their first points of any kind.
Well, at least we can say Winston hasn't turned the ball over yet.
Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. So fresh set of downs now from the 39.
And the Giants first down.
Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here.
Oh,
He won't get beyond the line of scrimmage. Good work by the defense. Second down coming up.
He was brought down by Kool-Aid McKinstry. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the
Winston
Saints 39-yard line.
taking a chance to the end zone.
man, he is willing to just chuck that ball downfield, huh?
And now the offense has to make the long walk back to the line for 3rd down. Still 10 yards to get this first down as they come to the line. Throw here, 3rd down.
Oh, there's another pick.
Intercepted. Picked off by Iona Saker. Well, Brock, it has been a special day for this defense when it comes to forcing turnovers. Big play after big
This
play.
game can't end soon enough.
Interception in this contest.
Special for the defense and an absolute nightmare for a quarterback. One interception, it sticks with you all week long. But throwing 4, he probably wishes he could be anywhere else on earth. Other than
Come
this
on,
right
that's
now.
just bad. bad AI commentary logic or whatever. That's his first interception. He hasn't thrown all 4 of them. Stop it.
Getting a pistol formation here first as they come to the line. They'll start this series with an option left. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. Went the wrong way on first down, Brock. Here comes 2nd and 12.
Second and 12 at the 23-yard line.
Rattler to the air now. He's going to keep it this time. And he will manage a little before being forced.
Oh, there's another injury there to
Chip something off this upcoming 3rd down.
their quarterback. His Rattler's back in.
Throwing is Rattler.
Oh!
And as that one winds up incomplete, it brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now.
I mean, I feel like the defense is probably playing okay,
It's their football, and with that type of lead,
relatively speaking. But I mean, when you got your offense throwing 4 interceptions.
here comes the Saints punting unit. Ryan Wright's the one to send it away. He has it at the 22. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Giants offense headed back out as we take a look at their upcoming schedule. They'll be at Houston, then they'll have their bye week, and after that, a trip to the city of brotherly love to take on the Eagles. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10.
Oh,
Oh, looks like the defense got a little too excited.
Offsides.
That's gonna be a penalty.
Encroachment, defense.
I mean, I guess the thing that we can say that at least this has a chance of being an entertaining disaster with Winston in there. He did, like I said, he just seems really willing to just chuck the ball downfield.
So after that 5-yard penalty, he gains just short of 5 on his own. It's going to be 2nd and a couple of inches here.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Man,
And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. It brings up 3rd down.
gotta protect your quarterback a little bit here, guys.
Trying to pick it up with Scannaboo.
Wow.
This one had no chance. Hit well behind that line. That brings up 4th down. So 2nd and inches, they took their shot, Brock. They threw the football, as a lot of teams are going to do in that situation. But it backfires as the 3rd down run gets turned away.
You know what that effort creates, Kate?
All right, here we go.
That creates that offensive coordinator never taking a shot again on
Comes the
2nd.
blitz. And Winston goes down and they turn it over. This is just an abject disaster.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
Out come the Saints for their next possession. Let's take a look at their upcoming
That's
schedule.
that's our guy getting
Then they'll have their bye week.
and Bo in there. In for the injured Illuminor.
Line now. 1st and 10. Coming left is Miller. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run. So nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
We have 150 yards of total offense.
That's caught at the 4. And it'll be 1st and goal. Stop is made at the 5-yard line. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. On the give, it's Miller. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. First shot gets him 5. Still a couple of looks remaining. It's 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Run now with Neal. Not able to make a push for that goal line. He's hit for a loss back at the 3.
The tickle man
3rd down, and look at this, rain starting to fall. Looking to throw, Rattler. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jordan Tyson.
Yikes, man, yikes.
Total from last week. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
For the extra point, here's Smith.
For the extra point.
This goes through as that rain continues to pour. And they just keep adding to their lead.
I'm surprised that there's anybody still left in the stands right now.
Smith has it on the tee and it's ready to send it flying.
Crappy rainy day, 34-0. Your team's losing in the fourth quarter. I think it's time to pack it up and hit the exits early.
It's gonna end as they bring him down inside the 30. The Giants about to get to work on offense. The opportunity to win this game is, well, it's long gone.
We haven't hit a third down all game. Is that what I just saw there?
As well.
We haven't converted a third down this entire game.
To throw, here's Winston.
Another interception.
Intercepted. Picked off by Iona Saker. And the Saints are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
Well, these were the kind of plays they needed, frankly, earlier in the game when it was still somewhat close. By this point, still a great play, but a bit of a hollow highlight with the game already decided.
New Orleans back on offense.
Commentary is
And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder.
Griff says fire the GM.
Throwing the football. It really has been the key.
Listen, the GM isn't the one throwing all these interceptions.
Stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays that followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
He takes it himself. He's going to be taken down.
This has been a real bad 3-game stretch.
And a first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense.
But again,
Chance for QB to insist.
maybe it's time to level set once again. We are taking a team here who was 4-13 last year, so that 3-0 start seems like it was probably some fool's gold.
Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
No gain on the
Nothing
play.
doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
At the Giants' 27-yard line.
Now Rattler. Look is there, but so is a defender. That hit forces the drop. And that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Incomplete. It's 3rd down and 10 yards.
Rattler back to throw.
Oh, he's so lucky that guy came across the middle. Unless he was an inside zone there.
Complete, and now we've got 4th down.
By Andrew Phillips.
Now Charlie Smith will try to knock this through for the Saints. It's 44 yards here from the left half. Smith able to put it through. And they didn't even need those points when you look at how impressive that lead is.
Get another shot across the bow of the ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal.
Can we start running the clock out?
Directly at his coach, because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
On the return, here comes Austin. Making some progress here. Coverage team tracking him down as he reaches the 35. The Giants and Jameis Winston ready to go once again on offense. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. Good starting field position for the Giants.
Here's
They
a
head
tip.
up for
Stop
second
throwing it to
and
33.
They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And no shot at getting upfield after making this catch, so give him 1 on that short completion.
Brings up
Just a
second
yard
and
on
9.
that catch, so 2nd and 9 coming
36-yard
up.
line.
Winston to throw it.
Oh, look at this.
And he has it. And he has this
What a
down to the
play.
15-yard line. First and 10.
And the Giants first down.
From the red zone on first.
That is an awkward throw.
And he's going to get about 3 here, almost all of it on the catch. The defense was there immediately.
A 3-yard pickup.
See, like in theory, now maybe not here because you're down 37, so I think you're kind of waving the white flag, but they should be probably in the no huddle because they need, what, 5 scores?
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Here's Winston.
Oh,
Down he goes. They got him at the 17. And that's going to bring up a 4th and long. 13 to go.
Brings up 4th down.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt.
hey, we're on the board.
4th quarter, Brock. They're able to get something up on that scoreboard.
This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the 3, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
The return comes to an end, and now let's hear what this
Block in the
play is all
back.
about.
Personal foul. Face mask.
Face mask.
Hoping to help spring him for a bigger return, but he got caught, and it lessens the return instead.
I'm sorry, what?
The face mask penalty has a much
Yeah, that was face mask on us. This commentary is starting to kind of get me a little bit. They made that sound like it was on the return team.
He'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Well, you've taught me, Brock. Sometimes it works, and sometimes, like there, almost nothing from them as they just run it right into the teeth of that blitz.
The other thing, too, about that success is get ready to see more blitzes. The coordinators love to dial it up.
All right, they bought him a little room. That run good for 6 on 2nd down.
It's a gain of 6. And it's 3rd down.
3rd and short. Rattler. Caught by his back. Neal. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line.
Oh, I'm like, did he hold on or did he drop it? He held on for the catch.
For the 4th time today. And he's got this fair catch right along the 12-yard line. The Giants offense all set to get started. And the turnovers, Brock, a big reason they have played themselves out of this one. Hopefully they can keep it clean here, if nothing else.
Yeah, well, this drive isn't
Yeah,
to this
I'll
game
say.
anymore, Kate. This drive is for next week. They just want something positive here to end the game and carry forward into the practices ahead.
There goes
Ooh.
that man again, but a defender on time this
Barring
time.
what happens here in these final 4.5 minutes, we're looking at 15 turnovers in the last 3 games.
Winston now.
Oh, he almost dropped it in there.
Instead and knocked away. Back-to-back passes.
Kind of shorted it. You needed to lead him a little bit more.
Brings up a 3rd down.
Although the safety probably came where he was because of. Oh,
Gonna loft this deep down the left
Oh.
sideline.
oh, he couldn't hang on.
But he can't make the catch, and it hit just a little too much. Breaks up that big play as 3rd down goes unanswered.
I can imagine the more vocal guys on that defense, especially linebacker safety, reminding the guys, hey, listen, nothing behind us, and when we get a chance to knock it down, one-on-one, we got to win these contested plays as they just did.
And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return.
Saints take over
The New
1st and
Orleans
10.
offense set to go
At their
now.
own 48-yard
They've ripped off
line.
4 straight wins, and if this lead holds, that's going to be 5 before we know it. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up.
I love how they showed Schuff coming out, but it's still Rattler.
With a nice gain of 8, 2nd down.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
Now a shotgun handoff to Miller. And he's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Running once more with Miller. And this is going to go in the wrong direction.
10th tackle of the game for Tremaine Edmonds.
Get there. and they
Well, I mean, I guess that'll happen when your offense just keeps giving the ball back to the other team. You're on the field for a while.
Is in the dictionary right there.
there it is. And this one hits first to the 3 before continuing on into the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Giants, ready to take over again on offense. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. Here's Winston to the air. And he's not able to keep.
Oh my goodness.
That hit incomplete. This will be the last play before our 2-minute warning.
Second and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Pitch play, it's Scatterboo. They're going to pick up 12 yards on the play, Brock. That's going to
Sure, let's just try and pad Scatterboo's stats. Why not?
2-minute warning here from New York. Giants hoping to do some window dressing in the time remaining. First and 10 from the 32. Winston looking to throw. He's in trouble, not going to get away.
Oh my goodness.
And that is a couple for him today.
This overwhelming pressure in these sacks after sacks after sacks. Let's build this lead, and you know it's the way they want to finish it.
Need to get that yardage back and a little bit more, too. It's second and 14. Trying again following the sack. Winston has him on the
What about
pitch.
neighbors?
It's a big gain, 19 yards as they finally take him down. That's going to set up a Giants first down.
What? Get out of that guy's face. Dude, not the time. Not the time to trash talk.
Catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Here's first and 10 from the 47. Dropping back to throw. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. They come crashing down on that receiver screen, and they take him down behind the line.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway.
You call him for a
Not many
flag?
passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
So
And this one has mercifully come to an end.
And this winning streak
Oh, man.
continues to grow as they claim their 4th victory in a row. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL.
All right.
Sports. It's a win for the Saints. As with that, we
37 to 3. Let's, as painful as this is going to be, let's look at the stats here. So 346 yards of total offense compared to 225. We still averaged 4 yards per carry, but it was just, we're down so fast and so much. It was just, we somehow managed to only have 42 attempts. I mean, I guess when you're, well, 5 of your attempts go to the other team, it cuts down on your attempts. We did not convert a third down all game long. 0 for 11 on third down. 5 turnovers. They had the ball for 9.5 minutes more than us. So, yeah, that'll do it. So Dart was 9 of 16 for 66 yards and 3 interceptions. And Winston was 15 of 26, not much better, with 2 interceptions. Let's see. Scatterboo, 7 carries, 14 yards. So Dart had most of our rushing yards. Achan only had 58, so our rush defense was, all right. Tyson had 6 catches for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. Austin led the way for us, 8 catches, 57 yards. And yeah, this is going to be Anthony Jennings with 2 sacks. Yeah, Chase Young a sack and a half. Warner had 2 picks and Sanker had 2 picks. So yeah, 37-3. This is a game that we would like to forget as soon as possible, as we now fall to 3-3 on the season.